I don't think it's racist to want to leave Europe, because I want to leave Europe, and I count myself as somebody who's fought against racism all my life. The reason I want to leave Europe is because it is impossible for the European Union to be a democracy. Simple as that. I don't care about how much it... I don't care how much it costs us. If it was doing its job, it would be worth paying. I think we're going to need more migrants. I also think we have a duty to take refugees. But let's put this at one side for a minute and think about this European choice we're having. I am, despite my belief that Europe just cannot work as it is, very unlikely to vote for Brexit on the day, because I do not want to hand power to a bunch of crazed right-wing conservatives. And I do not want to give them... I don't include you in this, by the way, you're a non-crazed right-wing conservative.
So this once chance in a lifetime, as we're told it is...
it won't be a one chance in a lifetime.
Oh, so you're with UKIP, there'll be another chance if you lose.
Well, look, I'll tell you why. Because I think the European Union is disintegrating. Half the governments of East Europe are racist. The Eastern European governments are coming forward with people who want coalitions with the far right. I mean, how can this thing persist? But for us to go forward, I don't want to hand Michael Gove and Boris Johnson the chance to shape Britain's constitutional future with no election, no promise of an election, no further referendum on what deal we do. So I'm going to be looking very carefully, I've always said this, at what the position is as I go into that ballot box. But no, to answer the original question...
So you might vote Remain?
Well, I might, but there are things that the Remain can do to convince me to do that. One would be to promise an election within 6 months of the referendum. Then we can all decide on the future relationship with Europe.
Right.
That's democracy.
Okay. Amber Rudd.
I have spent, 20 years covering economics, and I've learned not to take account of these kind of figures, I'm afraid. They're pulled out of abstract thinking, equations that don't add up. In the end, people will have to take this decision on the basis of not this mirage of facts that we keep getting. The media is bombarding us with facts, and the more we get, the less we understand. You've just got to take a decision on the basis of, do you believe in the institutions? I would say do you believe the institution is reformable? Can it deliver what you want as British people on the day? And then what the concrete consequence is on the day of the particular political leadership. To me, as I say, if it cost us double what it says in there, if it worked, it would be worth paying. My concern is that what you've got, one of the reasons the Tory right are so annoyed is because they're now getting the treatment that the Scots got during the independence referendum. They're getting the whole of the official state apparatus, the Bank of England, the Treasury, pumping out propaganda for Remain that has got no challengeability. They've got no ability, those who would like to see a different outcome, have got no ability to determine what the Treasury and the Bank of England are actually modelling.
Okay, Tim Farron.
There is one bottom line.
Can I answer his question? Because I think your question was, what is the economic cost of a disenfranchised population? And I think we who are involved in public life should take that question seriously. I want to save the steel industry. When I drive past Port Talbot Steelworks, it is a brilliant bit of structural asset for this country. Okay? The European Union rules say we can't. That's basically what it says. And in addition, the European Commission itself has refused to fight for the whole European steel industry in the world market. If I could deselect the European Commission, believe me, I would. I've had a lot of interaction with that body, and if we could elect it and bring it under democratic control, it would be brilliant. But the very treaty on which the European Union is founded prevents us doing so. And it prevents a future Labour government from saving steel, it prevents a future Labour government from nationalising the railways, and this, to me, is the bread and butter of why we have to look critically at the European Union.
And you're still going to vote Remain?
Well, no, I didn't say I was going to vote Remain. I'm saying that the economic case for Brexit is strong, as is the political, but we don't need to be, the left Brexit people do not need to be dictated to by a Tory right cabal when and under what conditions we do so.
Okay, I'm going back to you, Cooper. Very briefly. Hold on. Just for people who are never quite sure what TTIP is, What exactly is the implication, you're an economist, of TTIP on the NHS? Why is this an issue? Just explain it in layman's language, if you would.
Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership is a binding treaty that gives, that says, look, we, Britain, have to, and Europe, have to open up our markets to American companies, and that if they are unfairly discriminated against, i.e. you cannot own the NHS, they can sue us in a court. So we have to exempt the NHS. I would exempt a lot of other stuff, and I would simply say we should veto TTIP in Europe, and it's probably likely to happen. I wouldn't see this as a leaving or staying in issue for Europe, but we put the pressure on the Commission to veto it, and while I've got the floor, I will just do what you lot haven't done. There's a $28 billion pound tax gap in this country. We're not collecting at least 28, it could be 128. That money should be collected from the tax-dodging rich and used to pay for the NHS.
Okay.